Welcome to the Unstoppable Profit Podcast. Wherever you are today, if you're starting with nothing or are well on your way to the success you desire, with the right people, processes, and promotions in place, you will be unstoppable. And now, I'd like to introduce your host, Mike Stromsoe.
Greetings, everybody. This is Mike Stromsoe, and I am pumped and excited about the next episode in the Unstoppable Profit Podcast, because I don't know if you've heard, I hear it all the time, that if you want to reach 100% of the marketplace, you've got to use 100% of the ways. And I've experienced it in over 30 years. Yes, you must use 100% of the ways. There's two sides to it, online and offline. Online and offline. If you want to reach 100% of the marketplace, you must have a plan and a blueprint and everything else behind that in place to execute the online aspect. And I am proud and privileged to have Mr. Josh Nadler from Awesurance with us this morning. Josh, how you doing?
Good. How are you, sir?
Fantastic. Thank you. And Josh is one of the preeminent minds that I know as far as the digital marketing world. Lots of experience with Josh and his team. They do fantastic stuff. And we've recently uncovered a brand new strategy that we're going to share with you today after we learn a little bit more about Josh and what's going on. So excited about that and the way it's going to help other agents. Hey, Josh?
Yes. That's what I eat, breathe, and think about. Go to sleep, dream about it every single night. So any way that I could serve you guys, my favorite kind of customers, independent insurance agents.
Fantastic. Thank you. And by the way, so tell anybody that hasn't heard of you or doesn't know about you, give us your name, where you're located, anything else you want to add, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, sure. My name's Josh Nadler. My family's been in the insurance business for 4 generations. My great-grandfather started the family agency in San Francisco back in 1927. Wow. And so even though I was genetically bred to be an insurance marketer, I then did everything in my power to make that actually come to fruition. So went to art school in San Francisco, where I studied new media, which is a combination of graphic design, web design, and video. And then for the last 13 years, have been working exclusively within the independent insurance agency space, trying to help grow agencies as fast and as rapidly as I can. And then working with Mike and his team and a bunch of other UPP members has been an awesome experience for us, our business. And we've been trying to develop interesting services and products to, help grow and expand your agency. So, thanks, Mike. Thanks for the intro.
You're welcome. And I'm grateful that you can join us to share a little bit more. But, let's case in point. 4 generations. Yeah. I knew it was generational. I didn't know it was 4.
Yes. My great grandpa Phil was a prudential agent in 1927. So wow. We're almost coming up on 100 years. So it's nuts. The longest single appointment that we've had without breaking has been Hartford. So that stag has been following me around my entire life.
Well, no wonder you dream about it every night, because it's in your blood.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There is no escape. As hard as I tried in my teens and early 20s, the insurance industry keeps sucking me back in. So it's a great industry. I love helping people. Fully drank the Kool-Aid. I've seen, and working on the carrier side, I've seen the effects that it's had on families directly, and could not be more thankful to be able to be in a position to help serve as many people as possible. So it no longer just feels like a job for me. It definitely feels like a calling. So.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for spending some time today to help people and help agents learn more about the digital marketing space and what's currently going on to help them gain greater opportunity and ultimately the super simple business plan, right? Get clients, keep clients.
Yes.
Help with both aspects.
Of course. Yes. And anything to attract clients, retain clients, to delight clients, anything to really bring somebody a smile, so that way they'll want to tell 3 friends, 5 friends, 10 friends. It's so much easier to give somebody that positive experience to go than become raving fans than the opposite. It's so easy to accidentally have the opposite happen as well. So anything to mitigate that, and then to help create those people who just can't stop evangelizing about you and your service and your business.
Yeah, that's what we're looking to do. Create tribes of raving fans all around you who simply continue to refer business. I mean, when they hear the word insurance, we want the first thing that people think about is your agency business so that you have that constant flow. I was having a conversation with a super high achieving agent yesterday who was, discussing the fact that, they wanted to insure every single person in a geographic area. Well, you don't need to do that. If you've identified your ideal client, and if you put a point and draw a circle 50 miles around your agency and think about the population around your agency, you couldn't possibly insure everybody anyway. If you understand your ideal client and who you're targeting, and that's one of the things that you help. What's geo tracking or geo targeting or something like that? Talk about that for just a minute.
Yeah, of course. So on tons of different platforms, it is a little big brothery in terms of how much access they have to all of your location data. But as a marketer, we love that kind of stuff. But with Facebook, with Google, with Bing, we can target people based on their geographic radius. And all kinds of other elements too. So all the demographic information. So if you want to target people of specific age ranges, specific genders, if you want to target parents versus non-parents, and then even psychographic profile things. So things that they're interested in. If somebody's shopping for something specific, if they are a member of a specific group on Facebook or something along those lines, anything to sort of identify people as somebody who's in your audience. We can figure out ways to reach them and target them and create messaging that speaks to them and what their needs are. So that geo-targeting stuff is absolutely awesome. It's absolutely insane with the stuff that they're able to track and then do. I've heard some funny anecdotal stories of people talking about birdseed around their phone and then Facebook showing them ads for birdseed. So it gets a little creepy sometimes, like I said, with Big Brother, but as a marketer, we love it. As a human being, it's but it's a great way. It's a great way to get their messaging out there.
Because the word insurance is in my DNA, I can't get away from you.
Exactly.
And I know you like that, but you're following me everywhere, including places I'm not going to bring up on the podcast.
Yes. Oh, and that specifically, that's remarketing or retargeting. It has the words are interchangeable, but if people have been on like Amazon looking for blenders, and then every time you go on the internet looking on other websites like CBS News or Fox Sports or anything, and you see ads for blenders, those are remarketing ads. So doing those same kinds of ads for your agency, people who've already opted in, who've already taken the time to visit your site and maybe didn't take a purchasing decision, investing in remarketing is like one of the cheapest ways to do online advertising, and it helps you stay in front of people for up to 18 months after their initial visit to your website. So that stuff is absolutely phenomenal, and we've seen amazing results with a bunch of our customers. Yeah,
and cheap isn't always better, but let's get more specific, because be terrific, you got to be specific. You can invest more.
Yes.
You increase your marketing presence. So I'm just messing with you, but ultimately, at the end of the day, that's fantastic stuff. So geographic, psychographics, and demographics. And Josh can help you be big brother or big sister and follow everybody right into your bank account. So fantastic stuff. Before we get into what I really wanted to dig into today and pick your brain on for the benefit of everybody listening to or watching this podcast, some of the things that you do are websites. I mean, you build websites from A to Z. In fact, you've built multiple websites for us, social media, video, and that's what we're going to dig into in just a couple of minutes. Mobile sites. Talk just a second about, because I mean, I know there's agents out there whose website is not mobile optimized. What kind of danger are they in? Because aren't about 60 to 70% of all searches, et cetera, that people are actually executing on their mobile device?
Yes. For those of you who are just listening and not watching, my brain was rattling aggressively in agreement. So the mobile device share across like all internet has been going up and up and up over the years. It's going to continue to dominate the space. I feel most people are predominantly just use desktops or like their laptops when they're working. So those aren't going to go away because people are still, change those keyboards and mice for most of the day. But when people are out shopping, when you're at the grocery store, when you're sitting at your kid's baseball game, that's when people are on searching and looking for other things. So having a mobile, a responsive website is super duper important. Making sure that you are optimized, making sure that user experience is as optimal as possible is what's going to be what's best for your business on the long term. So you might be able to get away with not having that stuff right now, but that is not going to be the case in the next year or years. So definitely something worth investigating.
Yeah, but people who aren't keeping on top of that are falling behind. Would you agree?
Correct. And with all the consolidation in the industry right now, like you either have to evolve or you have to be consumed. So you get to decide what you want to do.
Yeah. Will Rogers said, if you just sit there, you're going to get run over. And we don't want anybody that pays attention to the podcast or anything UPP to ever be anything but front of the pack. So thank you for sharing on that. And it's critically important. How often should people be updating their mobile optimization as an example?
First, whenever anything breaks or whenever the user experience is bad, or whenever a customer reaches out and goes, "Hey, I've been trying to do this and I can't." Being sort of customer experience focus is probably the best way. Figuring out some way to even optimize like the claims reporting process is one of those super easy things that we can do for our customers or for other people. Making it easy to take photos and send those photos along with any notes or important information. The other person that got in a car accident's driver information, their driver's license, all that kind of stuff. Streamlining that process, making it as easy. Because when people are in those situations, as an example, with like an auto claim, you're so frazzled. You may be injured. You might not remember what all the steps are. So having a super simple process that people can just follow on their phone is paramount. Aside from the ability for them to request a quote or figure out how to make a payment or any of those kinds of things. So I know a lot of people don't necessarily like go to their insurance agent's website just to check it out and have fun and like read blogs. They're typically there to like make a specific action happen. I know. I can't believe it either. That's not what I do. I just live on my insurance agent's website. But what's it called? They just trying again, stop thinking of things on your website from you as the agency and start thinking of it from your customer's perspective, and making sure that experience is as seamless and as easy as possible is really the whole goal of what you want to try and do. So
it's all about them, never about you, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I 100% agree. So make sure your website is optimized mobily, et cetera. So when people need you, they can find you and get done what needs to get done. Search engine optimization, which is a little bit about the trail that we were just talking about a couple of minutes ago, as far as geo tracking and the such. You help with all of that. You do basic advertising, including social, PPC, pay-per-click, display ads. You also can include logo and print design and so much more. So you offer the full gamut as far as helping people as one of their trusted, reliable sources for all of their digital marketing needs, correct?
Yes, correct. As somebody with ADHD and who have gone down many hyperfixations over the last 19 years, that's how I have such a wide horizontal offering of products and services, because once I've done something 50 times, I get bored of it. I have to learn something new, or I have to keep pushing it further or go crazier and crazier. And so the great thing is we have this gigantic suite of things that we can offer all of our clients. The problem was that I was just a team of one. And so in drinking Mike's Kool-Aid over the years, I've been focusing on my people, processes, and promotions. And so we've been growing out the team, and we just brought on our 5th and 6th team members. So we're right now very people focused, and we're trying to grow out our team to continue to offer the highest quality versions of all of those services that we had to offer. Because I may be a Josh of all trades, but I'm a master of none. So I'm doing my best to bring on people who are absolute experts in their specific subject matter. So that's how we want to grow and help you guys out as well. Well,
congratulations on your growth and success, and we look forward to the future. So what we want to dig in today, and I actually shot a video yesterday, and perfect timing, because that video was encouraging people to be answering this question all of the time. And this is one of my greatest encouragements for people out there. you should be answering this question all of the time with regard to your clients, your prospects, and your communities. And it's the answer to this. Why should people do business with you over and above any and all other options available to them? And the companion to that is, why should somebody join your team, meaning the first P, new team member, right? Why should somebody join your team over and above any and all other options available to them? It's the answer to that question that's critical to your success. So, perfect segue to what I really want to dig into this morning about a new product that was developed in combination with working with agents and helping them better. In fact, a number of members, of UPP members, have actually taken advantage of this opportunity and are having great success with it. And when I hear about that success and their excitement and everything else surrounding that, I say, that's what we need to share with the world. So you are the catalyst behind it all. Thank you for that. And it begins to answer that question, because it's not what we say we've done for people. It's what other people say we've already done for them. That is the beginning to the answer of that statement. Why should people do business with you over and above any other options available to them? It's what other people say you've already done for them. You've proven yourself, okay? So when you capture those words or thoughts or heartfelt emotions, and let's be clear, people buy on emotions, not so much on logic. People buy on emotions, not on logic. When you capture that and convey it to the marketplace, it will grab attention. So, what's the best way to do that? Any ideas, Josh?
Yes.
Well, what
so
platform?
Many. Yes. So so social proof, case studies, testimonials. I'm saying the same thing with just different words every single time. I don't know dinosaurs very well, but I do have a thesaurus. Sorry, everyone. I apologize.
Boom.
But you can cut that out of the final edit. But what was I going to say? The thing with social proof is people, when people hear stories of somebody who is just like them, saying how you were able to help them and help them through this difficult situation, or save them money, or made their life easier, like those are the kinds of things where it's like, yes, I need that. Whatever, I have the same problem that this person has. I need to, get on board and have the same solution. So, figuring out ways to capture those testimonials, post-produce those testimonials so they look as clean as possible, and then sharing them with the world and getting them out there is sort of a package that we've been trying to develop and deliver to a bunch of members in UPP. So it's come up with Mike. He, I think, initially planted the seed with us. And then we figured out a way, and we've been working with a couple of different members to sort of build out this platform. So we're still trying to figure out what the name of it's going to be and exactly how it's going to be structured. But basically what the process is that we found that works the best with all of us being remote is what we do is you give us the client's name and how you help them. And then we send out an interview request to do a 15-minute Zoom meeting. It typically only takes 7 to 10 minutes. We then ask them 10 questions. They're pretty much 3 questions worded 3 different ways to make sure that we get exactly what we want. And then we take that recording of that interview and then we produce it into short versions and long versions of their testimonial or their case study, raving on and on how amazing you are. A lot of times it's easier to do that with us or somebody else who's a third party conducting the interview than you specifically, because it feels kind of weird with somebody, bragging on and on about you or your team to you directly. So having a third party proxy does make that a little easier. And then once we've captured that interview, we then post-produce it with like lower third graphics, intro, outro graphics. We throw that stuff up on YouTube, and then that stuff can get shared on your website, on social media, on Instagram, on the TikToks. I think you have to say the TikToks once you're my age, and all that good stuff. And the customers of ours who've created case studies like these or testimonials like these have seen massive growth and massive success in these specific areas. What we try to do too, in the instances where we've worked with customers and we have access and we've made their websites, we try to put those testimonials not only on our testimonial page or a client reviews page, but on the context where it matters. So if the testimonial was from somebody who's a mortgage broker, and if we have a mortgage broker page, we put it on there. If the testimonial was from an auto person, then we put it on the auto page. And if you have a whole wall of videos on a specific page of people going on and on how great you are at high net worth homeowners insurance or something, it makes it really easy to show that you are a demonstrated expert and that people should do business with you over and above anybody else. Because people who are just like them in your geographic area, in your psychographic profile, in your same, income segment, whatever. If you're a parent, I know we've recorded one recently where somebody was talking about their teen driver and how, that was like a big, difficult thing for them to figure out what they want to do with their auto insurance now that they had a teen driver on the policy. People connect with that kind of stuff. Again, like what Mike said, people connect on the emotion side of things as opposed to the logic side of things. So having another human being who's a client tell you their emotional connection to your business is way better than any pitch than you can probably ever do yourself directly, because they're speaking, to their experience and the problems that individual is facing. So we tried to develop a way to capture that, produce those, and share them as easy and seamless as possible, sort of as one flat fee instead of some weird variable thing, with hours and all that other stuff. So yeah, thanks, Mike.
Yeah, so fantastic stuff. The great thing about all of this, to key point, if I were to ask a client to share a few words about their experience with our agency, they may not give me the whole, emotional spiel about how they really feel, right? Because I'm standing there recording the video, okay? Right. But when an outside third party comes in and, does the interview like you do, and you've designed 7 to 10 questions, are they generic questions?
Ish. Yeah. So they are generic in terms of their format, but they are tweaked to fit the agency and who your audience is and what we're trying to evoke out of that testimonial. So different personal lines is different than commercial lines and
sure.
Other things like that.
Sure. So you can help them tailor questions to a specific need for a specific desired result.
Correct.
Yeah.
And we work with you to figure out what those questions are, and we share them with the interviewee before we have them, so that way they're not just coming into it, completely unaware of what's going to be asked and what we're trying to get.
I bring that up because I've seen the results of some of the videos that you've done for UPP members, and I'm watching them. I'm going, wow, those people are really sharing from the heart about their experience in great detail. And I'm going,
oh, yeah.
I don't know what you're saying to them, but I love the results of it. And so you ask the questions and you do multiple takes. It's only 7 to 10 minutes on behalf of the person you're interviewing.
Correct.
You're running the camera the whole time. And what happens after that? So you get the interview done, you get the questions answered and so forth and so on. You have the full raw footage. What do you do after that?
Yeah. Once we take that footage, we bring it into our video editing software, and then we try and do a story edit where we try to get it down to like 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes at the longest version. And we like to do a long version that tells sort of the full story, but we also like to have shorter versions as well that are easier and punchier to either put together in a supercut with other testimonials that all tell the story overall with multiple people, going on and on about how much they love working with their agency. As well as condensed versions that are easier to share on social. So as an example, Instagram has like a 60-second limit for video. So we try to keep stuff at like 59 seconds for people who want to share things on Instagram. I would say that stuff is typically more personal lines oriented than commercial lines oriented. But we like to have multiple cuts because, there's sometimes where you want to have the full length version of something. And other times we just want to have the shorter one, the quicker, the punchier version. And then we, on top of that, from a production standpoint, We add in lower third graphics with their name and title with whatever they want. So for personal line stuff, so a lot of times it'll be like parent of a teen driver talking about the one from before, or it'll be just the city that they live in if you're trying to focus on a geographic area. And then intro and outro graphics for your agency. So that way it's, branded the whole time. And we try to keep a call now or a phone number or something like that in one of the corners wherever it's appropriate in the video. So that way, if people did watch that and they wanted to take action immediately, they totally could. So all of that stuff is super duper important. Last thing I'll say about this too, from a sharing perspective, I'm jumping ahead of Mike in terms of probably what he's going to ask next.
It's all good.
But once we have these videos, not only can they live on your website and not only can you share them on social media, but we've seen great success when we've run these as YouTube ads and Facebook ads. So the video ads work great. And then all the things we talked about earlier in terms of targeting ads based on geographics, demographics, psychographics. Then when you share a video that like speaks to someone in those different ways, and feels more like a local commercial than a super produced commercial, those ads like always melt my brain how well they perform. So these testimonials, social proof, case study, whatever you want to call them, videos are just absolutely phenomenal. Cannot go on enough. 17 out of 10 would recommend.
Yeah. I've seen them. I've seen multiples of the ones you've already done, and they're phenomenal and fantastic. So just to reiterate a point, imagine this. I'm sitting in a doctor's office and Big Brother's following me and pops up an ad with the video. Now in the doctor's office, I can't turn up the volume because they don't like that. But when you put text overlay or closed caption, meaning the words running across the screen, I can still be sitting in the doctor's office and watch the video and the words are streaming on the bottom. That's an option too that you can help with, right?
Yes, correct. So we can either hard code them directly into the video itself, so it's baked into the video, or we can make it so it's a button to turn on and off with the subtitles.
Or you can do both.
Or both, yes.
You can reach 100% of the marketplace in 100% of the ways.
Totally. And one of the other cool things too, just to mention, for all these videos, we get them transcribed. So you could have the text. So if you'd prefer to use these testimonials in a purely text format, if you're doing a print ad or something and you want to have pull quotes from customers, all of that stuff is provided for you as well when we capture these.
Yeah, it's your content and fantastic. By the way, should we give them a couple bonus tips?
Sure, please.
I just have this idea, so we'll give it to them. But the second bonus tip is this. If you go to the text and transcribe it and use any portion of that or all of it, make sure you include a picture of the person saying the words next to the text. Because when you include a picture with a written testimonial, it increases readership 27%. And that's all we want is people to read what is being said so they will react and call your agency and you can do more business.
Yes.
And the second idea that I just had, if you've got a teammate that has expertise as an example, and let's say the area of cyber liability insurance, which everybody should be using that as an intro to their niches to riches, wink, wink. You could actually do team interviews, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could also have team members on the video, maybe somebody interviewing the team member or vice versa, or two team members, one team member interviewing the other about their expertise.
Yes.
You can help with all of that, right?
Correct. And we could do all, right now I live in Indianapolis. So if you're in the greater Indianapolis area, would love to help you shoot. I have tons of camera equipment. But if not, doing everything remote is totally available as well. So doing things through Zoom or helping guide you of what you need to shoot stuff yourself. And then doing everything I possibly can from a laptop is totally available to help you produce those kinds of segments. Use for those is super duper awesome too. So basically, the interview process works super duper similar. If you want to create team videos where we ask questions, again, it's another one of those things where talking to a third party is sometimes so much easier than it is talking to somebody who's internal, because it feels braggadocious when you're talking to one of your coworkers. When you're telling somebody else, they're hearing it for the first time. So you have no problem, going in depth or describing things that seem completely obvious to a person who knows everything.
Right.
So having a third party, I think, definitely helps out with a lot of those kinds of things in terms of figuring out what it is you're going to say and how you're going to say it. Especially for me, I'm not as concerned about like the technical insurance side of things so much as making sure that you look good, making sure that you sound good, and making sure that the story you're telling is cohesive. And as somebody who's done tons and tons and tons of video editing over the last number of years, having somebody who's on those kinds of calls listening, so that's like, okay, I know the thing that person just said was a perfect soundbite for the intro, and then I need to make sure I get like a really great hook at the ending or a really strong call to action. So making sure that somebody is listening again for what the final edit is going to look like, I think is super duper important for creating content like this. But going back to working with two people on your team internally to produce video content is a great way to produce like vlog content or blog content for things that are contextual. So right now it's winter. So if you have somebody who specializes in homeowners insurance and they want to talk about how to winterproof your house or things that you should keep in your car if you're an auto specialist, or things for business about slipping and falling on your sidewalks or, whatever, having those kinds of conversations and asking those pointed questions is sometimes a lot more easy and a lot more engaging than just trying to talk into a camera with that weird sort of alien black eye staring at you. So that camera lens can be real
current
scary.
Relevance, really important. Current and relevant. So
yes,
fantastic stuff. And another idea is you can actually bring in one of your clients to interview one of your team members if you have clients that you have that kind of relationship with. And I will suggest there's somebody in your top 20% of clients. Josh, fantastic information. So let me bring this all home for people as we move to wrap. Okay. At the end of the day, 7 to 10, about 10 questions specific to what you want the video to talk about. You can do a full package of videos in the plans that you have available. We'll get to that in just a minute. It's no more than 7 to 10 minutes with the client, so it doesn't take a lot of their time. And for the
I've even had some of these testimonials being recorded while they were driving their car. So so long as they have a stable internet connection and they're centered on the frame, that's all that matters.
Got it. Fantastic. It's a good add-on. But bigger than that, for the agency owner or marketing department leader who might be watching or listening to this, how much of their time does all of this take?
Oh, we're talking minutes, and so maybe even tens of minutes, not even a full hour, most likely. So it's all a matter of figuring out what you want to generate in terms of the package that we have. We work with you for the questions. You respond to those questions. We take care of the rest. Basically, you give us. So
they don't have to do anything.
No, it's all pretty much done for you.
Done for you. Wow. How does that sound? How does that sound about getting the videos done, the right videos done, answering the question, why should people do business with you over and above any and all other options available to them? That's great stuff. And that's what excites me so about this particular opportunity. You will have them. And everything that we mentioned before, your website, your social media, your YouTube channel, mobile optimized so it works well there. Big brother, big sister following people with your message about how much people are saying how awesome your agency is. You need to do business with these people. Social, PPC, all of it is supported by this. Fantastic stuff. So if somebody might be thinking that I want to know more about this, how do they contact you? Give us 2 or 3 ways.
Yeah. Awesurance is my website. It's AWESURANCE. It's a portmanteau of the words awesome and insurance smooshed together, which is my specialty. And LinkedIn, I'm at Joshua Nadler. I think it's my URL there is JB Nadler. My middle name is Benjamin. Bonus information. And then what else? My cell phone number, if that's okay, I'm happy to give it out on the podcast.
Up to you. All right. Up to you. Yeah.
It is area code 650-740-7984. Again, that is 650-740-7984. Feel free to send me a text message, phone call, whatever. That's my direct cell phone number. So,
and do you have an email address? I know people in this platform like
email is great too. Joshua, JOSHUA at Awesurance.com. So AWESURANCE.com.
Fantastic. That's good. That's information I didn't know when I got up today. Benjamin.
Yes.
I won't forget about that. In fact, Joshua Benjamin can put more Benjamins in your bank account.
Ooh, love that. Love that.
You're welcome. You can go ahead and use that however you see fit, within ethical reason, of course.
Of course. Hey, if my dad had his way, my name would have been Benjamin Franklin Nadler as opposed to Joshua Benjamin Nadler. So I'm very happy that my mom got involved in that.
Yeah, I get it. So ultimately, at the end of the day, let's wrap this up. And I thought we'd do something funny to finish our time together. By the way, if you have more questions about what we just shared on this video platform opportunity, contact Josh directly, and he'll be happy to explain to you exactly how it works, et cetera, et cetera.
Please.
We've had a lot of fun in recording so much over the years, and there's a funny story, and we'll give people some humor to wrap it up today. So you said this to me out of left field one time, and I go, wow. And of course, I immediately went downstairs because the grandkids were over for dinner that night and told them the story. And they still laugh about it today because one of Grandpa's silly stories. So tell us about the frog.
Good. I just have to preface this by saying that if you want to hear the 7-minute version of this joke, Norm Macdonald, I believe, did it on Conan O'Brien years ago. So
got it.
But the quick version is Frog walks into a bank and goes up to the teller and says, hi, I'd like to get a bank loan because I'd like to upgrade the size of my lily pad. Teller goes, no problem. The mortgage officer's back over there. Her name is Mrs. Black. So Frog goes, thank you very much, walks over and goes, hi, Mrs. Black. My name is Kermit, no relation, but I'm here because I would like to upgrade my lily pad. And I really, would like to get a loan. And Mrs. Black goes, oh, please don't call me Mrs. Black. That's my mother-in-law's name. Just please call me Patricia. Okay, Patricia. Yeah, I want to start a family. Need that larger lily pad. She goes, no problem. But you're a frog. What kind of collateral do you have? We can't just give loans to anybody. And he goes, I only have one important possession. And he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a tiny ornate glass elephant covered in jewels and hands it to her. He goes, I hope, this has got to be worth something. Hopefully this should cover the loan. And she looks at it and goes, wow, this is gorgeous. It's got to be worth something, but I have no idea. Is it okay if I take this back to my manager and get his approval? Kermit goes, no problem. Please, Patricia, take as long as you need. So she takes the elephant, walks him back and goes to her manager. And she goes, hey, Larry, weirdest thing happens. Frog comes in. He wants a home loan. But all he has for collateral is this, ornate glass elephant that's covered in jewels. What do I do? And she goes, well, let's see, Patty. Here, hand me the elephant. Gives him the elephant, and he takes out a little jeweler's eye, looks at it from all angles, and he goes, it's a knick-knack, Patty Black. Give the frog a loan. Don't bump. That's my joke. Yeah.
Thank you so much for engaging in our humorous effort. I love that. It's a simple story that, it's better to laugh than to cry, right?
Oh, totally. Yes.
Absolutely.
That joke, just like Norm Macdonald, you can make that joke 15 minutes long. I've seen me do it for 20 minutes where you can add in all kinds of funny details. So by all means, please perpetuate the joke on my behalf.
We're not going to go there today, but thank you for the offer and the opportunity. But Josh Nadler, thank you. Thank you for investing some time to share with Unstoppable Nation and the world about everything digital marketing, specifically answering the question, why should people do business with you and your business over and above any and all other options available to them? You make it easy with no effort on part of the agency team. So love that opportunity, because money and success love speed, and money and success never sleep. So if you're going to, be sitting there hand tied, you're never going to get anything done. So let the experts do the expert work and make it happen for yourself. So Josh, thank you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you, everyone. And UPP is the way to go. Hashtag UPP life. So
amen. We want to help people live the UPP life, and digital marketing strategies are part of living the UPP life. Hey, everybody. Thank you. If this is your first time on the podcast, welcome. Make sure you go to unstoppableprofitpodcast.com and subscribe so you don't miss one episode. And my name is Mike Stromsoe. I'm widely recognized as a leading author, speaker, and coach for the independent insurance agency. You can find me at unstoppableprofitproducer.com. If you're interested in attending a virtual or live event to learn to grow your business, create wealth, so you can have more freedom to live life on your own terms, please visit our virtual event site at uppfaststart.com. If you want to attend one of our live events, please go to beunstoppablebootcamp.com. Both events are designed to share with some of our best money-making strategies proven over 35 years of experience in your industry, again, to help you grow your business, create wealth, so you too can have more freedom to live life on your own terms. And you can find our podcast not only at unstoppableprofitpodcast.com, but you can find it on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and of course, you can watch the visuals on our YouTube channel, unstoppableprofitproducer.com. So we're happy and love to support agents and their journey, impact these people's lives personally and professionally. And to point, remember, from a marketing perspective in the promotional realm, kids and animals. I just saw Josh's dog. So use them in your marketing because it engages people.
Yes,
right?
yes. Dexter's too much of a ham. He couldn't not be on an official recording of a podcast. So he had to make his internet debut.
That's right. Well, his name isn't Benjamin, is it?
Nope, Dexter. It's yep.
Right on. All right, man. Thank you so much. All right, everybody, have a phenomenal, one-of-a-kind day and get out there and make a difference, be unstoppable, and leave no regrets. We'll see you in the next episode. Thanks, Josh.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you would like to listen to more episodes or share this podcast with someone you care about, please visit www.unstoppableprofitpodcast.com. Now go out and make a difference. Be unstoppable and leave no regrets.